And we are now live, and Bubba's gone. He decided to go into a black hole. We're not sure what's wrong with him. Facebook stream is coming up in just a minute, John. Give me a second. I have to do a certain special thing to get that going. Um, that just takes just a little bit. Bubba, if you can hear me, you need to try to not disappear. Hopefully he's going to come back, guys. He was just there just a little bit. Other than that, we are welcoming to what episode is this, John?
Oh my god.
Ah,
I'm sure I can figure it out. You just need to give me a second because I have to go look it up because I don't remember. This has got to be episode 27.
I have no clue.
27, definitely.
27.
Yeah,
We'll have to.
I looked at YouTube.
You looked at the tubes of you.
Yeah, whenever I say need a second, it's not because I'm trying to remember. It's because I'm going somewhere else so that I can check the facts.
Okay. We're getting Bubba back real quick. I don't know what's going on. He may have had an issue. So, with other than that, we're going to talk about the Khador CID, which is coming in. Okay. Bubba said he'll be back in just a second. Other than that, guys, of course, Kathy's not here. She had some family stuff to do. So we asked Bubba to come in and talk about the Khador CID, which is coming to an end today.
Yes, I have arrived. Hello, peasants to the south. It is I, your king of the north. What's up, bitches?
Of course, Bubba's got to make a great entrance.
You're
Bubba!
like, where did he go? I'm right here.
I was making sure you're all right because it went black, and I was like, he's probably fucking with us. But let me make sure.
No, yeah, it's all good.
So, let's go ahead and start off. Hey, guys, just so you know, we want to thank all of our sponsors. Broken Egg Games for sponsoring us. Fingers crossed, guys. We should have some news for you starting next week sometime, hopefully, on a project we're working on with them. Bubba, you will love what we're going to do and what we're making. You will buy at least 10 copies of everything that we make.
Why would I buy 10 copies of a model with my face on it?
Well, because you could give it out to everybody else, or you could sit on the table and go, yes, I am good looking.
Said no one ever.
So, of course, I want to thank Broken Egg Games for doing this, and, of course, we'll get Dan when we go to the media section. Other than that, no, Gonzo is not going back to Khador. Not for a bit. So, with that said, John, what are you going to be drinking today?
Water.
Just water? Are you preserving yourself?
I do have a shot of the coconut rum, the Loco Nut.
That looked like a shot of 2% milk.
No, it's
No, that's 2% milk. My apologies, 1% milk.
I mean, 1% is much similar to its alcohol content. I call this kid's juice for a reason. I mean, it's only 40 proof. This shit's not even really much, but I had a hell of a day, really, so I'm trying not to go too far alcohol.
Too far alcohol.
Yeah.
Bubba, what you drinking tonight?
The one of the three official drinks of Canadian War Machine, Summersby Apple. Other way. Delicious. It's just a cider. It tastes like apple juice. It's like candy.
Just like candy. Well, since you are here and, you're one of my friends in the north, I'm going to finish off the rest of my sortilege, which is in my glass already. And I'm going to drink an Old Rasputin to take it all down. Really, really good dark stout. So with that said, guys, cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. Your bones look stronger already, John.
Yep.
Guys, if you haven't figured it out yet, you don't know, we're going to have to pimp ourselves out a little bit. We got a lot of things coming up. go ahead and check out our Patreon account. We got a lot of good things coming. John's Mini Movies, we released one for free. We also got the Dawn of Harbinger, the RPG that's going on, which has turned out to be really cool. People are liking it. You can watch Tim Banky play with his hair nonstop, which is also
literally just endless.
Yeah, just endless playing with his hair. Kathy is going to be doing some more painting videos coming up, and she will have another miniature to give away next month. Just go check out the Patreon account. Also, like I said, we're going to try to be giving away something that we're designing, which I'm really kind of proud of and tested out a couple of times at my local store. So we're hoping that's going to be going. So with that said, go check out the Patreon. Like us on Facebook. Follow us on here, because we will be doing some giveaways in the future. Other than that, let's go ahead and start with this weird thing called a CID.
What is CID?
What is CID? Bubba, what is CID?
I don't know. I don't participate in it.
You never participate in a CID.
Community integrated development.
What?
Is what it's called. And it's a design process by Privateer Press that lets the community give feedback on model changes for a focused portion of a faction. So this particular one is Khador Man-O-War CID. So when people are bitching about adding, fucking assault commandos, those aren't Man-O-Wars.
No.
So they try to focus on a particular part of the faction to either buff stuff that's shit or nerf stuff that's really too good. And it's been fairly good so far. Fairly well received, I think, by the community, as long as people aren't crying too much.
Yeah. All right, so let's go and talk about it. We pulled up the CID page and folder and all that, what do you want to call it? And let's go and talk about, we're just going to go down the list and make it easy and go for everything. Let's talk about this Berserker. What did they change about that? Good and bad. But what do you think?
Well, let's wrap the Berserker into the Rager and the Mad Dog as well.
Mm-hmm. That's what I mean.
Throughout the CID, so we're towards the end of it now. It should be over very soon. So the Berserker dropped in points to 8. It lost 4 hitboxes, and it gained a mat. I think the most important of all of those is it gained a mat, because it used to be mat 5, yep, which is hot garbage. It went to mat 6, which is at least average. Losing the boxes and dropping points, I think, kind of balance themselves out. It's really cheap at 8 points, and it, down to 27 boxes now, I think is totally fine.
Yeah, because just recently they got rid of 3 or 4 boxes,
and they were only 31 because they only have 2 Cortex boxes instead of 3. So, but it seems fine. The spammable possibilities with Karchev are still there, because they are only 8 points. So if you want to take like 14 of them, you could. 13 of them, whatever it is. But it will die. They're only 27 boxes, armor 18. So.
Gotcha.
Gonzo, did you send me the wrong one? Because they still have all the boxes on the one you sent me.
It was just a mini update. They didn't include it on
mini update. It's not. Yeah, it's not in the big. It's not
in the big one. Yeah, it's not in the big one yet. It was just a mini update. They just did that like Thursday, Friday, or early in the week.
So I assume it lost the top of 1, 2, 5, and 6.
I believe so. Yeah. It looks like a Crix, or sorry, Signar Jack now, minus the one Cortex box.
Yep.
And then the Mad Dog and the Ranger, similar changes. They both gained a mat up to mat 6, which they should. They both dropped a point, so down to 8 for the Mad Dog, down to 9 for the Ranger, or sorry, down to 10 for the Ranger from 11. And
both those look really good.
The Mad Dog is not anywhere near what it used to be, thank God. And but it's still a great trample bot, and the Rager's really good now. I think the biggest problem is they still have unstable, which was a terrible rule.
Why is it a terrible rule, though? I mean,
it's just so random. Like, you're like, okay, I want this Jack to do work and get in there, and then you're like, okay, it did work, and now it's just dead.
Correct, because here's the thing. War Machine, to me, is a game that you can't... It's already random on your dice roll, so you try to buff your dice rolls as much as possible to hit or to damage, so you buff up and down. A random roll like this, it's something you just can't count on. And War Machine is such a strategic type game that a random roll like this to get rid of something, even though it's 8 points, that's still a lot of points to get rid of. because of the box counts. So yeah, I agree. That unstable to me is got to go. If they want to do something fluff wise for that chassis, make it where it doesn't get power up, or make it where it can't have 3 focus. It can only have 2, or something like that. Because I think it's the reason why they put unstable in there is for fluff reasons. Because the way Khador is not great at making jacks, I don't know.
Or take away unstable and up its point cost.
Oh yeah, something.
Yeah, lots of options. I personally don't like the rule. So
I
think we were talking before, and it's a sacred cow they need to get rid of. Sometimes you just got to let that stuff go and evolve.
Yeah.
All right. What's next?
Decimator.
It actually, the only thing that changed is it dropped a point, which it needed to coincide with another change later. My problem with the Decimator, and I've asked this in every week of CID, is that its gun go to range 12. That's it.
I agree.
Would play it. I would instantly start playing it, and I don't think it becomes broken or anything.
No.
But like a range 10 gun, like the good part about it is its gun. Like its melee weapon's really good too. Sustained attack is great on a POW 17. But like its gun's POW 15 rate of fire too. It's still RAT 4. It's not gonna hit the broadside of a barn.
No, you still got a boost.
But at range 12, it doesn't get charged next turn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By the average piece.
Mm-hmm. You're able to protect it more.
Running forward and hoping you hit and can beat it back at least once so that you don't get charged.
Exactly. So I think it's a piece.
Yeah.
Now we knew this was coming up. This jack has been talked about a whole bunch, and this is the Juggernaut.
And its change coincides with the Decimator going down a point. It went up a point because it needs to balance the battle box points. And Kozlov's a plus 28, so the jacks need to equal 28.
Yep.
It probably needed to go up. It was borderline. The Juggernaut actually wasn't getting spammed. People were crying. It's the Marauder that's the problem.
Correct.
Yeah.
The Juggernaut, if you compare it to an Ironclad or a Crusader, it's really not that far out of line.
I think it compares favorably with a Nomad. Being a Merc player, that's what I go through because it's sort of like the cheap no-frills jack of the universe. And I think it compares pretty well with that.
Nomad has reach, though.
True. Absolutely true. And faster, but it's still armor 20, more boxes. It's
reach jacks are generally in a different category.
Okay.
Reach is such a coveted coveted ability, and you generally pay for it. The Nomad does not.
No, I don't think it does either.
The Nomad is super, super, super good. But I don't see a big problem with the Juggernaut at 13. It still hits like a fucking freight train. And
I feel like if it was in mercenaries like that, I would consider it in the Nomad. I would consider both of them.
Yeah, maybe give it immunity.
Yeah, that'd be good.
I
love little abilities like that can make it just a little bit more worth its points.
Yeah,
it doesn't really break anything.
It's fine. What's next? Marauder. Thing was destroying the meta. If you had any competent Khador player in your meta, which is either my meta or Chris Davies' meta, then that's it. Because every other Khador player is shit, as I keep saying. But just spamming Marauders was insane. They are so efficient for their points cost. Like they're only POW 16 or POW 20, and then they're just like slamming you out of zones. They're taking down Colossals. They're hard-ish to kill. 10 points was just too low. 11 points might still be too low
because you can still spend them pretty easily.
Yeah, they're still amazing at 11 points. I think they're still the number one option to take in the faction. Barely ahead of a Kodiak now.
Barely,
but they were
there.
But they're still solid.
Yeah. Now the next jack, this one sorry
for the viewers. We're going through these really quick because this is kind of the boring part, the jacks.
Yeah.
The real meat is a little later.
Yeah, we'll get it. We'll get into a lot more detail when it comes, especially the new stuff, because the new stuff is worth that. The next one, I've been dying to play with this jack, but its point cost was way too damn high. It was a Spriggan.
Yep.
Way too high. But what I really like is they did lower the cost of it, and they gave it dual attack, which to me is really, really good with a lot of stealth we got going on. out there right now. To me, I think
Yeah.
that's. I mean, I think it might be a little too high still, but it's still pretty damn solid.
I think you hit the nail on the head there. Dual attack was. I've been asking for that thing for probably a year now. It just really opens up its toolkit and it turns it into less of a Khador standard axe to face jack. It's still a POW 18, which is good.
Mm-hmm.
But a little more of a toolboxy jack, which is something Khador doesn't have because it's Khador.
Yep.
I do think it might still be a touch high in points. 17 is a lot.
Yeah, it is.
A lot. But it's armor, or it's armor 21 usually, so it's pretty good, and it can't be knocked down, so that's always helpful.
Yeah.
It's only Mat 6. I didn't realize this. Is this chassis still only Mat 6?
Correct. Mat 8 on the charge.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, Mat on the charge is good. I'm just trying to.
But yes, the Spriggan chassis, Spriggan Devastator, Demolisher are all Mat 6. The Clamjack chassis are Mat 6.
Which Spriggan used to be like the go-to. It was like the only jack you'd see. I'm bringing one jack. It's a Spriggan.
Yep, I used to take the Spriggan like almost exclusively in Mark II.
So good.
It did a lot of work.
I think it's a little bit of that still affecting it. It's a little bit of they upped it to what they thought was necessary, and then didn't realize with everything else changing they needed to change it that much.
Possibly. It does have a lot of rules compared to most Khador jacks.
Yeah, it's got a huge amount.
They're not nothing's like backbreaking or anything.
Yeah.
Big important thing for people to realize, and I see this post, probably every day, every other day. This does not stop cloud walls. It does not stop cloud walls.
Oh, you know what, the targeting flare?
You can't place the targeting flare behind a cloud.
Oh yeah,
because
true.
it still has to have LOS to the place it's dropping the fucking flare, and the flare doesn't let you see it. You can ignore cloud effects when determining LOS to the model in the flare.
That's fair. That's fair. I can see how they would see that, but it's definitely wrong.
Yes, I think the Spriggan is an option now.
Correct. I think if it lost like one more point, it'd definitely be.
Yeah, 16 points would be really, really good. Yeah. I think it's only in Winter Guard Command would you ever take it, because for your guns, and it's the only list that you take guns in, because Khador.
Yep.
And I think it's something that you should consider taking one.
Yeah, I could see that. So, it would definitely be a lot easier to justify when if you drop the points down to 16, because that definitely. You got that unit of guys that are stealth. Not anymore.
Well, one or two of the model.
Correct, but key pieces.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You pick up the solo.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my god, yes. Heresy.
Beasto 9, which we, as a Khador player, been dying to play, but fuck was he expensive.
I've literally never played Beasto 9.
I've played him a couple of times, and I was like, no, I can get more from out of stuff without other points.
Well, before the CID, he was 21 points.
Yeah.
That's 2 Marauders.
Yeah.
Yeah, no doubt.
He goes down to 18.
Mm-hmm.
He's still, he's a juggernaut, right? He hits like a train, and all that stuff is good. He gained immunity to cold, which I was pushing for really hard, because why doesn't he have immunity to cold? The cool interaction now is that a Forge Seer can give him Freezer, which is great.
Yes.
I wish Khador had a spell on a caster that was either target model or target model / probably just target model. Gains, target model / unit gains immunity to cold, and whatever, prowl or chiller or something.
Chiller.
So that Forge Seers could throw out their freezer or their freezer spell.
Yeah.
On other.
Which I've been dying for those points to go down because his points were way too damn high. I don't know where that came from.
21 was insane.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
He's still a pricey jack at 18.
Correct.
He's paying for reach, and reach is like I talked about before, is very valuable. It costs a lot of points to have reach, unless you're a nomad. And Murderous is always great. Murderous Thresher, pretty good combo if your opponent clumps up, which inevitably will.
And Mat 8 is crazy good to start.
Mat 8's pretty good. Pretty damn good.
All right, let's get to the meat of this. Bombardiers, which you hardly ever took, and to me, I think they've actually gotten pretty decent.
I would agree. I think decent is the word. They're not great. Um, range 12 is a big deal. Rat 6 is a big deal.
Correct.
Oh yeah.
I think with the UA, dual attack is still hard to pull off because they're only speed 4,
Mm-hmm.
speed 6 with a Kovnik, but your Kovnik's probably giving speed to the demo core, the shock troopers.
Yep.
You still probably want to take bombardiers with a Vlad to give them signs of importance.
Mm-hmm.
But they can lay down some fire. Crit shred is completely a bonus. Never ever count on it.
Correct.
Because Khador doesn't have the ability to boost attack rolls because it's Khador and they don't have fun things.
That's the reason why you take Vlad, so you can try to get that bonus up. I think increasing that range is what made them. Is what made all the difference.
Yep.
Well, and like I talked about before with the Decimator, range 12 is generally in a place where the average thing isn't going to charge you.
Correct.
And that's where you want to be, not getting charged when you have a gun.
Yep.
I think they're, of the 3 units of Man of War, I think they're the worst now. Not that they weren't the worst before.
No, but they got better than what they were previously.
Absolutely.
Correct.
And I think with a Vlad, they can wreck some things. POW 14 guns are nothing to sneeze at.
Correct.
Oh, they're pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, in AoE 3, so if you make clumps up, you're definitely going to be taking
Yeah.
out some small things. Easy, no problem. Demo Court.
These guys easily got worked the most in this CID. A combination of PP realizing that they need to be fixed
Mm-hmm.
and the community crying a lot.
What?
True.
Yeah,
True.
shocking, right? They went down in points,
Mm-hmm.
which is good. They gained Shatter, which is gain additional dive damage on a stationary model.
Correct.
And they have crit freeze on their malls. So, again, not something to count on. But when it comes up, cool. Like if a whole unit charges, pick a heavy, right? And the first guy crits, you're like, oh,
Shit.
That heavy's dead.
oh, you might die now. Like all of a sudden, I'm like, oh, now we're POW 16, 4 dice.
Yeah.
Or more. Like could be 5 dice, could be POW 19. Like there's options there.
Yeah.
Throw in Vlad in on that.
Yeah, or Butcher.
Yep.
Or a Rusk. But they're accurate. They're mat 7. Lots of ways to boost that. It's the UA that makes them strong, not their base unit. The UA unfortunately is a character, so they're basically FA1 now.
Yeah.
The unit, at least in my eyes, and I think a lot of other people's eyes too. He's got a badass name though. As I scroll down, Sergeant Dragodovich. Dragodovich. What a badass! He carries 2 hammers, so he's cool.
Absolutely.
He has base tough, which is something people don't realize. And then he's got a bunch of abilities. Tactics, defensive line, which is a joke for the +2 def to make them def 12. Like that's just a slap in the face.
Well, yeah, that's
Fucking slap in
insulting a
the
little
face.
bit.
But the big thing is they are immune to knockdown.
Correct.
I would rather they just have steady, because then they don't have to be base to base. But,
Yeah, that would be better.
Whatever. Yeah, I saw Taxis defensive line. I'm like, why is that not Wall of Steel?
Yeah, true wall of steel.
Yeah, I don't know. Whatever. It is what it is. And then Shatter, he's repairable, of course. He grants them Vengeance, which is a big deal for a lot of reasons. Assuming they can live, because they are only armor 16 still. They're probably the unit that you give Iron Flesh to.
Yep.
Yeah.
Make them armor 18. Give them a chance to survive. Vengeance helps them with their movement, obviously. Like, get that 3-inch move if you can. And then it gets them the other attack that they want because they only have 1 attack each. So I think, it is a big deal for them, assuming you are in the correct situations to pull it off. And then the big one is Bond of Brotherhood. Mini feat. You gain Sanguine Bond, essentially. They changed the wording.
Yeah.
But it's Sanguine Bond for a round, which is good. It's not like broken like it is with champs.
What?
Because champs are def 16 armor 18. Like Manowar 10, 16. There's a bit of a difference there.
Just a slight one.
But 8 boxes versus 5. So a unit of Manowar have 48 boxes to chew through with 6 guys. So it's pretty good.
Yeah. What do you think about what they did to Shock Troopers? Since that's
So
what
Shock
we're coming.
Troopers, yeah, sure. Changes were all great because they didn't change anything.
Yeah.
They were the best unit before the CID,
No.
and they are the best unit after the CID.
Correct.
I'm really surprised they haven't given them anything for their, like dual attack or assault or anything like that.
Point blank.
Yeah.
They have assault
They get assault.
Oh,
from the officer.
Yeah, the officer gives
from
them
the
an
officer.
assault.
Okay, yeah.
That was about the only time I played them is whenever I had the officer and just used them.
Shock Troopers 100% unchanged. They did not drop in points. They didn't do anything. They're the best unit before. They're the best unit after.
Cobnic didn't change at all, did he?
He lost a point.
I lost a point, so he just went down. That's right, because he went down to 4 because they were talking about how that was going to be in there.
Yeah. He didn't do anything but pace, which is his job.
Conquest.
Conquest dropped 2 points.
Yeah, not much in there.
So what happened initially is the Victor and the Conquest both dropped 2 points.
Uh-huh.
And I was saying, the Conquest is better than a Victor. Like, straight better. Because of the little guns.
Yeah.
Like a Conquest big gun is, sure, slightly less good than a Victor little gun. Or big gun. It definitely is now that the Victor lost inaccurate.
Yes. To me, that had to go.
It did. But the little guns on a Conquest were just, you're like, I get 4 AoE 3 POW-10s. Like, it was so good.
Yeah.
You take Science and Importance with that or something, like, you're just shredding infantry.
Oh yeah, high explosive
really,
POW-10 is good. Yeah, that's good.
Really, really strong. So like I would always play Conquest with a Rusk, and it would just sit back and shoot for like 3 turns, as my Iron Fangs were going up. But the Conquest is still very, very strong. Nothing wrong with POW-23 fists. Pretty good.
Yeah. They do some work.
Just a little bit.
A playable piece. A lot of people actually agreed with me, saying that the Conquest was bad. I thought it was really still quite strong. And why wouldn't you just take one and then that thing, and then you can take Khador infantry, which is what you want to take.
Yep. We're going to skip down a bit because we've gone through a lot of these and go towards Malikov with his change to his feet.
Yeah. Big change. Great change. It doesn't affect battle engines anymore, which is sad, Panda, because that was just dumb.
Yeah, because we were talking about that. All right, go up and shoot. Oh, you hit me. I walk away.
Yeah. Yeah, your battle engines are just like, run away. It's good that it affects other things. A really great way to abuse it, if people haven't been, is Manowar Dragoons.
Yeah.
Because they're like impossible to kill.
Yes, they are.
And they're speed 7. So like they hit you, and then you're like, cool, walk behind you, and then you're like, I have a charge lane to your caster. And they're like, shit, okay, hit him again. He's like, well, I still live because I'm a fucking Manowar Dragoon. And he's like, I'll walk around this guy, and now I'm close to your caster. And if that guy charges your caster, that's bad news bears.
Yes.
Yeah, no doubt.
Because he's a monster.
I think that's what made his feat. Since they took out the battle engine part, it's usable still, but when they had it where you could have battle engines, you're like, this is broken.
I think it was too good, yeah.
Yeah.
I think Malikov 2 obviously wasn't very played, or still isn't very played. But I think he's actually one of the better casters to run Manowar. Whether that's saying much or not, because Manowar aren't that great. But like he has a lot of spells that they like, and his feat is pretty great for them.
Yeah.
Because like if a heavy goes in, he probably one-shots a Manowar, but you can give them tough now. So maybe they tough and walk away, and then that's really annoying for your opponent.
Yep.
But he's just, he has a lot of things that they like. Veil of Mist, Tax Supremacy, that kind of thing. He also picked up Open Fire.
I was looking at that one. I hadn't seen it before.
He's never going to cast it.
No, it seems expensive
Very,
for what
very,
it does.
and very, very situational.
Like in Signar, that spell would be crazy good, but it doesn't seem as good in
Yeah, it's like a shitty jackhammer.
Yeah.
You can also shoot with instead and pay more cost for.
And control area range is good, but I'm not sure it makes it worth. It's like worth 1.5 focus, not 2.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, does he take out Conquest and he's like, "Hey, Conquest, punch this guy"?
Conquest, shoot again.
Like, I guess. Yeah. I don't know.
If they gave it like
Victor.
a bonus to hit or something, like +2 to hit or boosted or something, that might make it worth it. But
That'd be super worth it then. If it was boosted to hit, oh my god, it'd be so good. Take a Conquest and just shoot its crit dab gun all day. Then I would take it.
Yeah. So.
Next on the list is Victor, which we discussed that it already lost a point and lost the.
Down 4 points.
Went down how many?
4.
4?
Yeah.
It lost 2, and then it lost 2 again.
Gotcha. And then it went and lost the, what was that ability? The inaccurate, which.
Yeah, you're right. It had to. I mean, Rat Zero is like, that's a gun that's just scattering, and that's a waste of time and effort sometimes.
Yep. And then its little guns picked up range 12.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
They were range 10. So now he gets his big gun, which is now not inaccurate, range 20, pow 15, and now he has potentially 6 hand cannons. Pretty good.
Rate of fire D3. I hate rate
and
of
if he
fire
shoots,
D3.
and if he shoots the big gun first, and he shoots the flare shot,
Oh yeah.
those are Rat 6 hand cannons.
Yep.
Yeah.
If he aims, they're Rat 8 hand cannons.
Oh yeah.
If he's with Vlad, they're essentially Rat 10 hand cannons. So just saying.
The Victor
Victor's
got
really...
more got has his spot coming back in the light now. With the inaccurate going away, he's actually feeling a little bit better slot than what people
Victor.
are.
I think a Victor's fine.
Yeah.
I just wish they get rid of rate of fire D3 or any random rate of fire like that. It's annoying.
You never rely on it. Always assume you're gonna get 2 shots. Always, just be like.
I always assume I'm gonna get 1 shot.
Right.
Shots.
No, that's what I mean. 2 total. 2 total.
Yeah.
It's 2d3.
Yeah.
2d3 shots. You're like, I'm gonna get 2 shots. Like that's it. Colossus going down is you can now run 3 Colossals in a list.
Yep.
In Kingdom, which is just fun time. I don't know, but at least it's fun.
We already talked about Shock Trooper Officer.
Yeah.
Let's go Sorcerer 3 because there's gonna be some pretty heated discussion on this between. I know this has been and I have an issue with her, but it has to do. My issue with her is her focus stat. I don't have a problem that she's speed 4. Okay. No problem whatsoever. Field Marshal, flank, man of war, no problem. Repairable, understand. Command range, 9. Everybody gains concealment, cool. Arcing fire, fine. Everything except for my focus stat. And the reason why is because her spells. She has a problem pushing her jacks and casting her spells, in my opinion. Now, I don't have a problem with her feet so much. My only problem that I have with her feet is this D3 plus 3. I hate D3.
Again.
I hate the random stuff.
And definitely should not be in feats. If you're going to do it in guns, sure, we'll live. In feats, no. No.
Yep.
That's my biggest issue. Which her feat is pretty much, it's a complete defensive feat. To either A, so you don't get shot, or B, those troops don't run through it.
Yep.
Very, I don't want to say situational, but when there's more terrain on the board, it's definitely easier to place those cloud walls.
Yep. I agree. I don't like D3 plus 3 clouds. It's, I just always assume you're going to get 4.
Yeah.
Like, never assume you're going to get 6.
Correct.
Yeah.
Just be like, okay, I'm going to feed and get 4 clouds. Where do I put these 4 clouds? Let me think about this for a while.
Yeah, it was like that when I was playing Jaro and Trolls back in the day. I just expect the minimum number. And when I got more, I'm like, over there and there, whatever.
And to me, is 4 clouds a feat?
Correct.
No. Even if it won't put a damage, it's not.
How many casters can just do that?
Well, let's see. King of Nothing can do that and bring out, 6?
Sure.
7 whenever a beast dies?
The only thing you can do is to engage his troops with your troops so they can't get away easily and drop the clouds on them so you get easy kills, but that's really not worth a feat.
And that's means somebody has charged somebody, and that's just weird. and it's probably you got charged because you're playing Man War.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't like her feat. I don't think it's very good.
No, it's not.
It's, you know, you're going to use it to not get charged.
Mm-hmm.
I think the number of times you're going to cast it in a place where they're not even going to be able to walk through it, but it's going to negate their guns or negate them charging you. That's what you're going to do. You're not going to place it in a spot where they might walk through it. Obviously, they're not going to walk through it. They're not idiots.
Yeah.
Like, they're going to be like, oh, if I walk through here, I die? This guy's going to try it. Let's see if he lives. Shit, he died. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Maybe one more guy will try.
I mean, to me, the tactic I see and what I've seen used is 1A, she goes, wind rush, walks up, places a cloud wall, pops her feet, and that's it. Or a 2A, she just protects herself from being shot so the Man of Wars can get where they need to go so they don't get charged next round. And that's about it. Very, very defensive. And if you've got a smart opponent, they're just going to wait outside your charge range next turn.
Yep, pretty much. Because you're not going to be very far for it.
Storm's Embrace. She doesn't get that bonus, does she?
Where does it say?
Yeah, she's in her own command range.
Yeah.
Okay, she's in her, okay. Works the same way as Control.
Yeah.
My brain was thinking that maybe it didn't work the same way, but no, that's okay then.
So with Windrush, she's def 16 against guns.
That's pretty good, but
that's fine. I have no issues with her speed being 4.
No.
She's a Man of War armor.
I have no issues with her def or arm.
Little rough versus melee, but I mean she'll probably be wind rushing most of
Like,
the time. 14
think of
is
other
fine.
casters. Think of other casters. It's fine.
Yeah, you hit the 30. I usually don't complain too much.
I don't like her feet. That's just me.
Yeah.
I think a big opportunity was missed with her cannon because it doesn't do anything.
Yeah, it's very boring.
It could have been a crit stationary gun.
Yeah.
That would have been cool.
It's only AoE 3 POW 13. Crit stationary would not be out of hand on that gun at all.
And it would tie into, giving the Man of War Shatter. It would tie into like some other stuff. It would be really cool.
Yeah.
Or it could have some other ability, right? Who knows, right? A bunch of things. She herself, like Frostfang, POW 16, like it's crazy good.
Yep.
With crit smite and freeze.
Yeah.
I don't like auto freeze on a weapon. I think that's really super powerful for the end game.
It's super powerful in the end game, but she did lose Shatter. Like she doesn't have Shatter anymore.
Oh yeah, that's fair.
Like her first 2 incantations do. If she had Shatter, she would just be like, my list is designed to deliver me. It'd be like Butcher 3.
Yeah, it's a pet peeve.
It's I don't know. It's hard to say.
Yeah.
Her spell list: Iron Flesh, boring, tired of Iron Flesh.
But needed to be if she's gonna theoretically play with Man of War. That we had this conversation, I'm sure, late at the moment.
Windrush, she must have because she's speed 4.
Yep.
Winter's Wrath, you're never ever gonna cast.
No, God, no.
It's
Not
range
even
8.
Not even
it's
with
range
Witch Taylor. Not even with Witch Taylor.
It's range 8 base. You have no arc nodes. Like you're never casting that ever.
No.
And then she has a great spell. Great spell.
Stoke the Fires.
Stoke the Fires. Fucking good. Cost 1, not an upkeep. Friendly faction warjack gains +2 speed and countercharge. Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, I hear that's good.
Pretty fucking good. Especially because you give that to like a Juggernaut or something. It just countercharges and crit freezes you or something.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Or if they would
+2 speed to help your initial threat, which is
of
really
course.
amazing.
Of course. If they would hurry up and change the Grolar to not have Ram anymore and just have straight knockdown, Stoke the Fires would be ridiculous on that thing.
Oh yeah.
I'm kind of bummed that Grolar wasn't on here. I understand why, but Grolar to me is a jack that needs to be tweaked because of its costs and stuff.
Unplayable right now.
Yeah.
I agree. But overall, Sorcerer Bronzo, she's not a Man of War caster. Not a Man of War caster. She plays the
Iron Flesh is a trap for that.
Oh god, yeah, absolutely, John. You play her in the Man of War theme because flank Man of War for your Warjacks is insane.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you're like, oh, this Juggernaut is now Mat 9, POW 19 Webmaster.
Yeah, the solos and Dracoon should be great for that.
Yeah, you just
Yes.
take Dracoons, run them around like little bastards they are.
Or if you need to, the
And
solos are super cheap. 4 points for a solo that tough is not to be overlooked.
free for suppression tankers.
Yep.
Oh, well, okay, that's fair too. Free's better. I like free.
I think she is.
And Iron Flesh is going to go herself. She's going to drop that on herself.
Decide if I would ever take her to a tournament. And I think that's the bearing. I think that's the bearing of a caster being good or not. Just even if you're even considering them for a tournament. And I don't think I am.
If I was in your position, I probably wouldn't either. But like I said,
Which is sad to say because like it's exciting. Sorcery and Man-O-War Armory, that's really cool. Stoke the Fires is really good.
Mm-hmm.
But I just
she's missing something. She needs a fifth spell at the very least, and Winter's Wrath needs to be even just a shitty nuke. Get rid of it and give her a shitty nuke.
No, you're not going to cast the nuke either. She's too focus strapped.
Yeah.
You might have to though. I mean,
because you must wind rush every turn. You're going to Stoke the Fires at least twice a turn, probably, because you're not going to take a Colossal with her because you want to use Stoke the Fires. So you're going to have 2 or 3 Jacks. You're going to upkeep Iron Flesh. So there's 5 focus right there. She's camping 1. Like it's just, I don't know. Something's missing.
Yeah,
I don't know.
She's in the almost there category.
Yeah, like very well said. Yeah. Close, but maybe just hair off.
Yeah.
Um,
Bob Uecker, just a bit outside.
We talked about the UAs. Oh, yeah. Now we're on to the good stuff.
Dragos. Sergeant.
We talked about Dragos.
Yep, he was the one.
Awesome.
Yeah, he's good. Let's talk about the
AtCom.
Yes.
Not a TICOM, but an AtCom.
Yeah.
This guy's a monster. Absolute monster. So much good stuff. So the problem is you have to protect him because he will die. He's still 1016 boxes. And no real way to protect himself. He doesn't have tough or anything. Power 15 reach guy with a he's badass.
Yeah. He adds the battle plan is really good with this guy.
Giving Man-O-War tough is great. You'll probably never use the other 2.
I hate that he is a character unit because I would love to, if I was going to play a full Man-O-War type thing, having 2 of those behind my Man-O-Wars for Tactician.
Yeah, that'd be crazy. Yeah. Well, his Tactician bubble is 12 inches.
Correct. I'm just saying that way you could spread out a whole lot more. Wouldn't have to worry about it.
His Tactician bubble is just nuts. I was pretty sad when he lost Vet Leader.
Yeah.
In Tactician, because it doesn't put a limit on base size, so you can charge your Man-O-Wars through your battle engine.
Mm-hmm.
Which is not something you can usually do with Tactician.
Fair.
But it just says friendly Man-O-War models can ignore other friendly Man-O-War models.
Command 10 means you can probably get past that.
Command 12.
Oh yeah, standard.
Yeah. So he's got a big bubble and you can charge through your own Man-O-Wars. It's cute. But yeah, I don't, because you're like, okay, Unstoppable Fury, the Retaliatory Strike, you might cast that on the turn the Demo Core mini feat.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Because they'll live when they get hit, and then you can Retaliatory Strike and hopefully crit freeze the heavy that's charged you. Because that would just be hilarious.
I think it's the most it's one of the more situational of those.
Like
Tide has got its obvious place. You're gonna be Hero Call all the time, but Unstoppable Fury, I can see a couple times it could be useful, but not often.
The Tactician bubble is huge, and giving 4 is good.
Yeah, price is not bad either. I mean, 7 points.
7
What would you
points.
expect to pay for?
And like he'll kill some stuff. He's powerful.
Yeah.
All right.
Tankers, the new cool looking, which by the way are cool looking models. By the way.
Oh, very cool looking model.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Awesome.
There's 2 tankers. There's the oppressive tanker, and the little strike boy.
Yep.
one of these tankers is a grown-ass man. One of them's a little boy.
Yes.
We'll talk about the grown-ass man first, because he's easy to talk about. He's ridiculous. Straight up.
Yeah.
He's still ridiculous. He's been nerfed. He's still good. You're going to build a Man of War list, and you're going to start with 2 of these for free. Like, straight up.
Mm-hmm.
They are so good.
Fuck.
Like, Mat 7, Rat 6, Armor 21, Bulldoze, guns are amazing.
Yeah.
Like 2D3 POW 10s that are boosted to hit against warrior models. They're gonna mess up troops, and drop covering fire is really important to help your Man of War not get.
Spray 8 POW 14.
No, that's shit. Never use this spray.
Really?
Why? Why would you use 1 or spray 8 POW 14 when you could use 2D3 guns?
Well, each gun has that, so it's 2 spray 8s.
Nope.
No, Star Attack.
Oh, Star Attack. Yeah, okay, well played. Yeah, I don't think that'd be necessarily as good. You're probably right. POW
Yeah.
14's pretty good, but it's very, very situational. Yeah.
Yeah. It used to be spray 10 POW 16.
Yes.
And that's not okay.
No.
Yeah.
You were like, I'm going to take that half of the board off of a game. I'm going to take the other half of the board off.
It's funny how just changing those 2 numbers like that makes it not okay suddenly.
Yeah, the suppression tanker is going to go out there, and he's going to kill infantry, and he's going to kill infantry for days, and he's going to do really good at that. And then he's hopefully not going to die because he's armor 21 with 10 boxes.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then
It
if
takes
anything
concerted
does,
effort.
if anything does try to engage him, he's got bulldoze. So cool.
Get away.
Now for the little boy.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. He's a point less because PP realized he was less good.
Mm-hmm.
He's got bulldoze. He's got dual attack. Dual attack's good. Like his melee weapons aren't that good. He's got 2 POW 12s.
Yeah.
His gun is
POW 8? Oh, armor piercing.
armor piercing.
Yeah.
It's just not that good.
I saw Grievous Wounds and Siege weapons. I didn't expect the armor piercing there also.
Grievous Wounds is the big part
Mm-hmm.
because until this model comes out, Khador doesn't have Grievous Wounds.
Oh.
It only has the one thing from Butcher 3, which is not Grievous Wounds, it's Takedown.
Yes.
Yep.
They don't actually have Grievous Wounds, so it's a big thing to have. But he has to hit that model. It's only 1 shot.
That's his damage too.
No, model
hit. You're hit. You're right. Hit. No, it's all right.
So it's Rat 6. It's Rat 6, so it might hit. But it's going to shoot that 1 shot, and that's it. Like, POW 8 armor piercing is fine. You'll do...
It seems like it's
you'll
worth 5
do...
points, but...
You'll do, 5 points of damage to an armor 20 heavy? Like, cool.
Huh.
It's not otherworldly. It's not... I would take hit for the Grievous Wounds.
Yeah.
Not to do any relevant damage with that gun.
Yeah, just to hit and go, okay, if I don't kill this beast, you're not going to be able to heal it.
Siege weapon, I guess, makes sense from a fluff point, but, like, if that thing, like, you think that thing's going to take down a Colossal? No way. It's going to walk up, and it's going to do 8 damage.
Yeah, and even the battle engine's going to be like, okay, that was impressive. Now,
Yeah,
get the hell off my
cool.
table.
Yeah, cool, 8 damage. Derp Turtle's going to be like, now I kill you. And I kill 8 other models, because I'm a Derp Turtle. Stupid Derp Turtles.
Let's go with the new Siege Chariot. Or the new battle engines. I should say.
Yeah, two chariots. One of them's a huge bag of shit, and one of them's really good. Bet you can't guess which one.
Let's say the Siege Chariot's a bag of shit.
It sure is.
Why?
It's gun. It's one range 10 POW 20.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. It shoots that and then it gets charged and dies.
But it has Smite on it.
Oh, there's no other models around? It's only armor 19 and it only has 28 boxes.
And reposition 3 ain't saving it from a lot.
I don't think so. It's got a dual attack. It's got the line breaker rule for additional die and impact attack hit rolls. cool. Its impacts are POW 15 instead of the usual POW 14 for Khador, so it went up by 1. It has trampling hooves, which is stupid because it can't trample. It's just a dumbly worded ability.
Yeah.
But its mount is auto knockdown.
Mm-hmm.
So that's always good. It's just not one shot unboostable. You'll notice a trend that the good battle engines are any of the ones that can boost.
Yeah, or have multiple shots, enough shots to make it worth it.
Yeah. Or the worst ones are the ones that can't boost, which means right now the worst ones are the Khador gun carriage and the Troll war wagon.
What about the Merc one? What do you think of that one?
The Merc one, that's amazing.
That shits out dwarves.
I'm just saying. I played it before they updated it. I thought it was okay. Now it's fucking balls crazy. But
yeah, that one's so good.
Maximum DT. I'm pretty sure that the chariots, it's going to be a multi. It's going to be a dual kit. I'm pretty sure.
I would almost guarantee it. The only difference is going to be the gun.
Yeah.
So I think it's just going to be a different gun.
Speaking of that gun, that other gun's a little bit good.
The only thing about the Siege Chariot that makes it anywhere near appealing is that it's only 15 points.
Yeah.
So if you can find a way to abuse it, sounds crazy, but Vlad 3 maybe.
Cavalry, yeah.
Like it charges in with Hand of Fate, kills a model, and then gets to sprint after, like sprint 7 only 7.
Yeah.
But it gets to shoot its gun with Hand of Fate. I don't know. It's just I haven't found a good use for it yet.
The one thing on here that I thought was interesting, and I'm pretty sure I wouldn't be surprised if we saw this in Crucible Guard, was the smoke launchers on the battle engine, which I think is a cool little aspect on it, because it means you can provide, another way to have people not see it, but people forget that it's a battle engine, so you can see it through the clouds.
You can see it anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're just gonna put those smokes out to the side, and it'll hopefully block line of sight because they're gonna be in front of your army because like they're speed 7, your manuals were just speed 4. So it blocks some line of sight,
Yep.
But this thing is it's gonna get shot to death.
Yep.
Yeah.
R19 with 28 boxes, it just doesn't live.
Yeah, it's like killing a heavy warjack.
Like
it happens all the time.
Compare it to all the other like a Storm Strider. How are you going to kill that? Because it's armor 22 against guns. Like you're not going to.
Yeah. A
Derp Turtle. It's armor 22 or 24. Not going to kill it. This thing armor 19 with significantly less boxes. Like it's just not. It's not gonna get there.
No.
And that's the big.
Let's talk about the good one.
The good one. It does have the same boxes and armor, but it's gun D3 plus 1, range 10, POW 12, high explosive shots.
AoE 4.
AoE 4, yeah.
Yeah, which is the kicker.
So it is going to just flank. It's just going to run down the flank, and it's going to come in, and it's going to like fuck up infantry for days. For days.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If it rolls up with 4 shots, and it shoots 4 AoE 4s into your troops at like high explosive, like come on.
Yeah.
And it's gonna back up, and it's gonna be on a flank, and you're going to have to commit to that. Whereas like the Siege Chariot, it's one shot. Like you're less scared of being like, okay, you're gonna shoot one shot over here, I'll just leave it alone. Whereas this thing you're like, okay, if it does that again, I'll have no infantry left. Maybe I need to go deal with that.
Yeah.
And it's only 14 points, which is really good.
Yes.
So it's pretty good.
I like this one a whole lot more. Like I said, it's a flanking, or I brought a lot of troops. All right, it's coming right in the middle. Turn 1, run. Turn 2, stand still, aim, shoot, or move up a little bit more and just shoot and just D3 plus 4, and so you're just going to be dropping pie plates down all over the place.
I think if for ever a weird reason you're going to play ADR, or it's just like 2 of these things, and you're like, oh, did you bring a bunch of infantry? Whoop! In come 2 assault chariots, like, and then they just like you're like, cool, all my infantry's dead.
Yeah.
And you're playing, all the things that are immune to blast damage.
And our last infantry's dead.
Yeah.
14 points. 14 points is 14 points for.
Yeah.
for a thing that'll kill infantry for days. So that's what I like about the assault chariot and with the suppression tanker is they have a defined role, and they are good at that job. They're not broken or anything, like, but they're like, this is what I do. This is what I do. Because again, Khador's simple.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, I do this job and I do it well. And it's like, cool. Whereas the siege chariot, you're like, what do you do? You shoot one thing, not boosted.
Maybe pushing an inch.
Maybe you do something,
Yep.
and then you die. Same with the strike tanker. You're like, you apply Grievous to one thing and then you die. Like, so like I like the other two because they're like, I'm going to kill infantry. Cool, thank you, appreciate that.
Yeah, and they do it well.
Yeah, very well.
So without the last thing on here is the Draken, but there's no change to him. He was just on here just to be on here, correct?
He needs assault or a shield attack in melee or point blank. One of those things. He's 9 points. He's really, really good. He's really good. He is fucking a def 10, armor 20, 18 boxes essentially. Like POW 14 webmaster, mat 8. Like he charged something with counter charge. Like he's gonna hurt it.
Yeah.
He's gonna hurt it bad.
Yeah.
And the model's great, but he's just I don't know.
So
9 points.
If you were to take him with Malkov 2, and they charge him, and he countercharges, and he moves back because of Poison Pill, does he get to countercharge after that? Because that guy stopped within...
You can only countercharge once per round.
Correct. So Poison Pill, he backs up. And
well,
then...
like, so what's going to happen? Like, that's the cool thing is, like, he's really good with Malkov because you're never going to pin him down because he's hard to kill. Like even a heavy goes in, you're like, armor 20, 10 boxes. Shit. Okay. And then he just backs up 7 inches.
Yep.
But even if you dismount him, he just walks away.
Yep.
So
I'm going to put you on the spot. You ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Build me a list. If you were to have to take the CID with what it is right now, because we know there are probably going to be some changes coming up, because there's always like 1 or 2 or 3 tweaks after the CID is over.
Absolutely. Because the CID, if people haven't noticed the trend, there will be there's always one big thing at the end that gets nerfed.
Mm-hmm.
So that'll come.
What do you think that nerf's going to be?
Stuff.
Don't give me stuff. What do you think it's going to be?
Probably the Rocketeer.
The Rocketeer?
Yeah.
Think he's going to lose the additional die damage?
It might become crit.
Crit. Okay. Now I want you to take what we have here, and what would you take in a tournament list if you had to use what was directly just on the CID?
Okay. This is easy. It's not on the spot at all. Because your caster is Vlad 2.
No. You have to take what's in the CID.
No. That's how you take Vlad 2. Vlad 2 is your Manowar caster.
Okay, Vlad 2.
Okay. So Vlad 2, because I'm not even going to talk about the other ones because they're shit. You take Vlad 2, and he takes whatever jacks you want. It doesn't really matter. Like a Spriggan and a Kodiak.
Okay.
No, that's shit. You want CID stuff, right? You take...
You have to build a Manowar theme list.
Okay. So you take whatever you fill your jack points to the minimum amount.
Okay.
Which is 28 for Vlad, 27. 27. So you take a Kodiak and a Destroyer or a Devastator, one of them. 27 points. You go as low as possible. And then you take Demo Corps with UA.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you take Shock Troopers with UA. And you take 2 oppression tankers because they're oppressive. And you take 2 Manowar Kovniks, one of them for free. I don't even know how I'm doing on points here. Probably pretty close. You take Kazi. Do you take Kazi Eliminators? Maybe not. Let's check the points. We gotta be careful here. We don't want to give people false lists.
The Crimson 1919 says Harkovic Triple Colossal done.
All right, get the fuck out. This is probably one of those people that's like, Harkovic is better than Karchev.
No.
First of all, I'm the first person that ever played Harkovich Double Victor, so and I love that. That's the funnest list I've ever played, hands down. If I drift into your deployment top of one, I ask Chris Orr, I skip across the room. I'm like, all your shit's on fire. It's great. I just die, man. It's so good. All right. Let's see here. All right. So Vlad 2, minimum battle group points. You take some Demo Corps, then you take some Shock Troopers.
Mm-hmm.
You take double Oppression Tankers. You take double Kovnik. You take double Dragoon. You take the Commander ATCOM guy.
Mm-hmm.
And then you take, I guess you just take a Strike Tanker, because why not? And that's your whole list. That's your whole list. Vlad 2 turns them on, of course, with the feet. And you have, like, Vlad loves feeding on Shock Troopers because they have multiple attacks when they charge. And he loves feeding on Demo Corps because they're monsters when they are feeded on. And he loves feeding on Suppression Tankers because they're oppressive. And he loves feeding on Man of War Dragoons. Because when they're speed 10, mat 11, POW 17 Weapon Masters, they'll kill the world.
Yeah, they will.
So that's your list. Double Dragoon, double Kovnik, double Oppression Tanker, ATCOM Man, Demo Corps, Shock Troopers, both EPUA, Strike Tanker. And that's pretty much it. Seems like shit.
Seems like shit.
No, it seems fine. I think it'll mess people up. You get to hide your Demo Corps behind the Shock Troopers and your Suppression Tankers. Like your Suppression Tankers and your Shock Troopers just lead the way, and then your Demo Corps are just kind of behind, and your Dragoons are on the flanks. And then eventually Vlad's going to feed, and he's going to send in some missiles that are going to hurt real bad. Volume of attacks is probably your biggest problem with that list. I don't usually people say scenario with Man of War. I don't think that particular list has a huge issue with it, but I think volume of attacks could be an issue if you're going into like a Dude Swarm or something. But it seems pretty good.
So overall, what do you think about the entire CID, Khador CID?
C-.
Why?
It is. Again, this is just a personal.
No, that's fine. Yeah,
it's shown that PP has shown where they think Man of War should be, and that's fine. It's out of line with what I think. I think like they're just not survivable, like they are in the fluff, which is it's more disappointing than anything. Like once you get past that mindset, I guess. The other problem is they're so pricey. Like I'm making lists, and I'm running out of points like in an instant. I'm making lists, and it's really, really hard to have 2 units in there. It's borderline impossible. Like you really just take 1 unit because you have to take Kovniks, and you're going to take Oppression Tankers because they're oppressive. And if you want a Chariot at all, you have to lose a unit. Yep. So it's the decisions like that are hard. They did well with the Conquest and the Victor, and the Spriggan and the Marauder absolutely needed to change. The Juggernaut I'm indifferent on. I don't really care. The Decimator needs a range buff. They did fairly well with the Berserker chassis in general. I hate Unstable, but I think the other changes at least make it playable now, which is always step 1, because it was absolutely unplayable before that, right? And at least giving the model a chance to be played is better than it not being played at all or being broken.
Yeah.
At least it's like, okay, I have X number of points left. I could throw in a Rager here. That could be helpful. So at least it's there. I think the thing that was missed the most was the Man of Wars themselves. Mm-hmm. That's just more. I've always like when I got into the game, I've just wanted to feel the table full of Man of Wars.
I think all the Khador players want to do that.
I think so too. Yeah, and the biggest problem is I can't because of a point cost, and I can't because of they'll just die to guns.
Yeah.
which is it's disappointing. And I'm not trying to wish list it or anything. Don't make them broken. The problem is now is I can't even field them versus Legion of Steel list. It's no contest.
Oh yeah.
They do the same job, they fill the same role, and Legion of Steel is just better.
Hands down.
Yeah. So I don't know, and it's not like Man-O-War need like tons of stuff to get better, but like you can't tell me. So like the comparison I was making to somebody was the Legion medium bases, the Warmongers and the War Spears and stuff. They're the same armor as Man-O-War, higher def, access to lots of spells to make them not die to guns, and they're cheaper. So sure, they have 5 boxes versus 8, but they're cheaper. They hit just as hard. And people are like, "Oh, stop complaining about Man-O-War." I'm like, your Warmongers and War Spears are better.
Yes.
And they're cheaper.
Yeah, because 3 boxes ain't the world. I'll be honest.
Yeah, I think the big interesting thing for Khador players, and what I'll be paying attention to, is when the Menoth theme comes, the Exemplar CID, to see what happens to Incinerators and Bastions. Because we really haven't had a comparable, like Warmongers and War Spears are relatively comparable. I don't think Champs were comparable in the changes for the Troll CID. Because that was just outlandish, and they just went too far, and Champs were just too good. So I would like to see what they do to Bastion's Incinerators. Is it going to be more in line with what they just did to the Man-O-War? Then that's fine. That's stay the course. We're still not going to play medium bases like we haven't for the last fucking 5 years. Well, that's not true. In Mark II, we played Demo Core. Because Demo Core were super good with backswing.
Backswing was amazing.
Yeah. Imagine they had backswing. I was actually suggesting a mini feet backswing.
Yeah, doesn't sound broke.
It doesn't sound,
Yeah.
but like, yeah, seems fine. But mini feet, Sanguine Bond, I guess is fine. It's good. But I'd be really interested to see, again, what Bastions and Incinerators get done, to see what kind of comparability we're dealing with, and whether this is just how things are going to be in Man-O-War, because there's nothing really to compare them to right now. Like Champs. The thing is, people are comparing them to Champs, myself included. And it's like, well, Champs are stupid. And
yeah,
Magic One puts them to 4,000. But with any other caster, they're still well above average and pulling way more weight than they should be for their points cost and everything. Like any other caster, they're 14, 18 at least. So I don't know. With Sanguine Bond all the time, they're really, really good. But I wish I could play more Man-O-War.
I do too. I mean, that was another reason why I like Khador, was because of them, because they're neat. They're unique. There's other medium base, multi-wound, but they've got something to them that just makes me go, they're really cool.
There's supposed to be these impenetrable walls of man locked inside these steam suits that could burn them alive. There's no mechanic that they can take damage to go faster to overload their system. They're not impenetrable because they're only armor 16, which is hot garbage. They don't have Wall of Steel, which is an obvious choice.
So would you do?
I actually think the Demo Core POW is actually probably too high. Like POW 16 is really, really high for a regular infantry.
What would you say if, like, just for GWiz purposes, they said feet turn Man-O-Wars, mini feet turn Man-O-Wars can take D3 damage to gain +2 speed for 1 turn.
The +2 movement, yeah, I've suggested that before.
Yeah,
I've suggested that before, and just kind of, I guess no one saw it or anything, but it's certainly an option, and it it could work in. We didn't talk about the other thing, the theme benefits.
Yes,
they did change that to from tankers and chariots get advanced move to model/unit gets advanced move for every unit you take, including mechanics, to try and get people to take mechanics, because the points are so tight they weren't taking mechanics at all. Even though the one theme benefit is you get +1 repair rolls, super sweet.
Except for it dies every single time they're hit.
If that fucking ability doesn't go away, I'm gonna cry.
Yeah,
It's so bad. So I think, and again, this is just me, and it's probably, the grass is always greener and all that, but I look at what happened in the Legion CID and more specifically, the Convergence theme, where in both instances, they get huge buffs to their medium bases. So in Legion, they all get Vengeance. And I think they have +2 inches to deploy. Don't quote me on that. But in the Cock one, all their medium bases get Vengeance, and their models with Shield Gull will all get Advanced Move. Just, you don't have to take anything. It's not like the Killer one where you're like, take units, and your units get Advanced Move.
Well, the thing is you don't want to take the mechanics to get that benefit because your points are already tight to begin with.
Oh, so tight.
And, okay, I don't know how many times I've not how many times I've actually used repair when I've taken them to fill points.
Yeah,
that it did. I think the only time I did is I was playing a Karchev spam list, and I took because that was the only thing I could take to fill the points, and Karchev took 3 damage. I'm like, here we go, repair Karchev.
There's also a big difference. There's a big difference between repairing Warjacks and repairing Manowar. So you repair a Warjack to get its systems fully functional so that it can go kill something.
Mm-hmm.
You repair a Manowar so that it can hopefully live longer, which it won't.
No.
Yeah.
Like, you're like, oh, this Manowar's on 2 boxes. I'll repair it up to 4. Oh, look, it's still dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not going to help.
And that's the biggest problem. And so I don't take the mechanics at all. And I've hated that rule. The second it came out, I'm like, that's a theme benefit, really? That's a theme benefit?
Yeah, it's not
like,
a benefit. That's
like, Ghost Fleet is getting +1 guys. Cock is getting Vengeance for all their medium bases. Like, there's just, like, why? Why is this? Why is that the thing? Like, I don't know, like anything else. Literally anything else.
something that will actually have an actual positive effect on the battle, not just, well, if I get lucky and he rolls low damage again, this guy might live.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So my Manowar, he's on 2 boxes. Okay. So I roll 2 and I heal him 2. Oh, I actually heal him 3. Now he's on 5 boxes. Oh, he still died.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is just a sad part, but yeah, whatever. Is what it is. There's lots of parts of the CID. I'm not trying to bitch. Like, people are going to message me after. Guarantee people are going to post after and be like, "Oh, Bubba's just bitching about the CID." I'm like, no, there's lots of positives. Lots of positives. Lots of good stuff to take out of this and to play, and that'll help the faction absolutely. In other aspects and other themes and stuff, just in the Manowar theme, it's not something you're going to take in competitive play, which is of course my outlook at the game. It's where I'm coming from. I'm not going to be like, okay, it's WTC, going to rack up that Armored Core theme because it's really strong in the meta, and I think I can win a lot of games with it.
What?
Not going to happen.
Yeah, no.
Is it going to help Jaws of the Wolf taking some Berserkers and some Mad Dogs and some Rangers? Yep. Is it going to help Winterguard Command with the Spriggan and the Conquest and the Victor? Absolutely. And Legion of Steel with the Conquest and the Victor. I think that's also very helpful.
Yeah, so it's helped the faction, but hasn't actually succeeded in its actual stated goal.
Yeah, I don't think it's helped. I don't think it's helped Manowar enough, but I think it's helped the faction in other areas. Fun fact: you can take a Victor. You can take a Victor in Legion of Steel. You can shoot its flare gun, and then you can make models in your army like Mat 12 and 13.
Fuck.
Fun fact.
Fun fact.
All
right, guys.
Because
So
they're like Mat 7 +1 from Sophia, +2 from Arusk's feet, +2 from that. Like, it's just stupid.
Yeah, it gets crazy.
All right, we got to jump over to media section. We did go over a bit, about 15 minutes, which is okay because we were talking about some important things, which we usually don't do. We don't do a lot of tech talk on
We
here.
should get that deep, yeah.
Yeah, we usually don't get that deep because, we're not as cool as you are, Bubba.
Yeah, okay, sure.
Media section sponsored by Tectonic Craft Studios.
Yes.
Dan, super cool dude.
Yep. So let's go ahead. John, what was your one movie or one thing you wanted to talk about? Actually, no. You got one thing, right?
I got one thing. and it's not even going to be very long.
Okay, Bubba, you have one thing, right?
I watched a movie the other day. Yeah.
All right, let's go. Let's go with Bubba. Let's let him go with it. Go for
All
it,
right,
Bubba.
your viewers are gonna be very entertained. The movie I watched, because I haven't been to the actual movies in forever, and I don't have a lot of time to watch TV or anything. The movie I watched the other day was Borg McEnroe, the biopic film of the rivalry between Bjorn Borg, the tennis player, and John McEnroe, focusing on their 1980 match at Wimbledon. It stars Shia LaBeouf as John McEnroe, and funny, you didn't actually think about it that much. That you're like, this is Shia LaBeouf. But no, like, why the fuck am I watching this? And some Swedish guy as Bjorn Borg. It's a Swedish-made movie. A lot of it was in Swedish, actually. It was pretty good. I'm a terrible nerd. I'm not much of a nerd at all. War Machine's really the only thing I do. At cons, I'll play the other odd game or anything, but I don't do anything like that. Everything else for me is sports. And I love statistics and sports and all different kinds of sports. If I don't understand a sport, I will just learn it. So this was just something where I was like, oh, like tennis. Like, I don't know a ton about tennis. Let's watch a tennis movie. So I did. It was pretty good. I didn't hate it.
So we have a rating scale on here. It's just like what John was the Shots of Kraken. Shots of Kraken. How many shots do you have to watch this?
Oh, for the average person, what's it out of? What's the
1 out of 5. The more you drink, the harder it is to watch.
The more I drink, the harder it is to watch. Does it make it easier?
Well, here's the thing: the drunker you are, so how many shots of Kraken does it take you to get through it?
Okay. I think your average person would probably need to drink 3 shots just to get through it, because it's pretty dry for most people. It's a tennis movie. It might even be 3.5 shots of Kraken, and then like half a shot of chocolate milk, just because why not?
Why not?
It's the average person is gonna find it really boring. I thought it was great because I like sports and I'm weird. But yeah, we'll say 3.5.
All right. I'll go with 1 since I have 2 that I did, and it weren't even movies. I actually finished the season finale of Star Trek Discovery, which is on CBS Access or CBS, whatever they're calling it. And I know a lot of people have a lot of hate for the new Star Trek series because it's a little bit more adult, a little bit more violent, a little bit more crazy, same timeline, all this other stuff. What did I say?
A little less Star Trek.
A little less Star Trek. It is. I really like this new Star Trek show. I'm not a big Star Trek fan, but I really like the more adult theme. I like the little bit darker theme. The ending to the season finale was really cool. I'm kind of curious to see where they're going to go with it because of what happened. No spoilers, of course. If you're a diehard Star Trek fan, you're probably not going to like it. But if you want something that's a little bit more up to date, you're going to like this.
I like that how for the anniversary of Star Trek, they make a series that the average Star Trek fan wouldn't actually like. It's a good call, CBS. Go with that.
Yeah, I really liked it a lot. I like the new season. I can't wait for the next season. It was really good. It has some really cool plots, really cool stories, typical Star Trek stuff. The cast is amazing. I really like where they're going with it. I can't wait for it. If you're a diehard Star Trek fan, you're probably going to need 3 shots of Kraken to 2 shots, depending on how diehard you are. If you just like a good sci-fi series that has Star Trek theme, definitely maybe 1, 2 maybe. But I thoroughly enjoy Star Trek Discovery. Season finale was really good. Can't wait to see the next season. John.
So I'm not going to fully review the movie I'm talking about, though it did include a picture of Shia LaBeouf in it. And I watched Transformers.
It's the Shia LaBeouf episode.
Yeah, exactly. I watched Transformers the last night because my buddy Rob bought it for me. He bought me the entire collection of Transformers on Blu-ray so that I would watch it because that was my stipulation. I was not paying for this shit. I'm not going to pay money for it because I'm paying for it in other ways. Let's just say that it was interesting enough that I recorded an entire podcast, episode 2 of Movie Emergency, so that you can listen to me talk about this movie. I'll give you the overall rating here. I actually gave it a favorable 3 shots of Kraken. It had some potential, but someone just kill Michael Bay, please. He can't make a good movie. It's oh god. But yeah, check that out. And then next week we're gonna talk spoilers on Last Jedi. We didn't want to have to spoil it for the King of the North. That would be unfair. And I'm not
For the motherland.
I'm not about that. To stop. He's got his nickname. You can't re-nickname someone who's nicknamed.
Why? They renamed me on Facebook.
Well, Facebook could, but he's not called King of the North on Facebook. I mean, not in his Facebook profile, at least.
Why are you stalking me, John?
Because you're cool.
No.
That's all I had on the spot. So I hope next week also to finish Altered Carbon. I'm 8 episodes in, and I can't find the time to get the last 2 episodes because life is crazy.
No, that's pretty much everything is lately.
Well,
next week I'm really gonna try to see Star Wars. I think that'll be my goal. You guys have inspired me. That's my goal.
Because we've been dying to do a spoiler episode of it.
You can't really dig into it without spoiling it. And honestly, the second time around, I liked it a ton better than the first.
Mm-hmm.
That's classic.
It's better the second time around, and you can't give anything out without spoiling parts of it. It's a have to spoil.
But
so here it is.
Still enjoyed it. So
next week we are spoiling The Last Jedi. So when it comes to media section, if you haven't seen it and you don't like spoilers, get the hell out. We're going to give you a fair warning because we're going to spoil it.
Gonzo, don't you have else to talk about?
I do have one more. The new season, and I crack up saying this, but the new season of Troll Hunters on Netflix came on.
Like 12?
Yeah, it's okay. If you know, it's one of the DreamWorks shows they do, probably made by the same company that does the How to Train Your Dragon series on Netflix also. And it's like a young 7 audience. And for one day I was painting or working on models or something, and I turned it on just for background noise, and I started watching it. And it was actually pretty good. There is some adult humor in it that, of course, kids aren't going to get. And then the new season came up, and so I was like, okay, I'll watch the new season. It was fun last time. I'll watch it again. And it actually was still pretty good. So I was looking up some information on it, and they're actually doing 2 more spin-offs of that show that are actually going to be combined in one universe. There's like a wizard one and an alien thing coming in. So there's going to be like 2 more series that are within this, which I thought was kind of neat. They did a couple of really cool episodes that I thought were pretty damn funny. They did a Breakfast Club episode, which was actually pretty damn funny.
A kids show?
Yes.
Fuck.
Yeah. They did a Breakfast Club episode where they all, got detention on Saturday, and they were, what was funny is they were playing the music, and of course to get around the copyright, they changed the song just a little bit to what was in the Breakfast Club stuff. So it was, the kids watching this wouldn't have cared. Us, we would have caught it and, died laughing and thought it was hilarious. If you like those type of shows, the Young 7, but they've got adult humor in it, you'll like it. Couple of shots of Kraken if that. It's a good time filler. There's nothing, to, get all uppity about. It's got a couple of mature themes in there a couple of times that, like I said, little kids aren't going to get, but, as an adult, you're like, oh, that's fucked up. But you'll get it. I liked it. It's fun. And they're 23-minute episodes, so it's definitely, you can binge a season no problem and no time flat. So I enjoyed it completely. I liked it.
I just saw a little thing on your background that says 6 shots for all Transformers movies. I was about to freak out until I read it was Bay movies. I was like, the 1984 classic is fucking amazing.
Still the best Transformers movie.
Yes.
Oh, easily. But anyway, I just wanted to say that.
No. Other than that, next week, Kathy should be back. We will do a Star Wars spoiler review. Also, we will have a special singing thing going on, which you'll have to wait and see. That we're going to have to do. And don't forget, if I know that someone did pledge for the $20 amount,
I know
And
what that is.
yep.
Wasn't me.
And we're going to count that towards mine next month, John. So you need to figure out my song and everything that needs to be done. So I have to sing that.
Oh, and I did pop in the chat room last week, guys. I am not watching the Emoji Movie. No. Though, maybe someone did donate $20 to make me sing, and I found out I'm not going to be able to sing. If they want me to watch the Emoji Movie and review it, I will do it for them.
Okay. So that's your punishment. Next week you have to watch the Emoji Movie.
I can't guarantee it'll be next week. But I will watch it before the end of Frequency next month, March, and make sure I review it.
Okay.
If they want. Make sure you ask them. If they don't want me to.
No. I'm sure. Yes. Do you want them to do
Sure,
that?
yes.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. They want you to do it, John.
Oh, Jesus. Is it on
Lots of
Netflix?
stuff with it. Yeah,
That
it is on
sounds terrible.
Netflix. We like to torture each other.
Yeah, it's Netflix. I can't guarantee a time frame because I have to get the roommate out of the living room to be able to use Netflix.
That's all right. Other than that, guys, I think that's a pretty good wrap. We went over some really good information.
Yeah, we had some actual legitimate War Machine content.
I know. We're always big on that War Machine content.
I'm really bad at this game.
You're better than me. I've played one game in the last 6 months.
You're so good, you make people quit before they even start.
Yeah,
Correct.
intimidated them out of the game. That's legit skills.
So, all right, guys. Of course,
You guys not like ask questions of your chat? Like, what the fuck is this? This is the worst cast ever. You're just like, we're not going to answer your questions or ask for any opinions or anything, but just give us money and listen to it.
we answer all of their
You don't have
stuff.
to listen. Just give us money.
We do pay attention. The only real question didn't really come up because the mechanic UA wasn't in the CID.
Ugh,
So
fucking
making him
mechanic
a
UA.
solo isn't really a thing. That was the only question.
It'll never happen.
Had.
It'll never happen. They're never going to switch. You know what? I shouldn't say that because that has happened before. It happened in the change between Mark II and Mark III.
And Circle, yeah.
With the Wither Shadow Combine.
And also Circle, they took the weapon attachment away and made him a solo.
Yeah. So it's not out of the cards, but no.
I wish they would.
Oh, if the mechanic UA was a solo, that'd be a lot better.
Yeah.
Also, give him Lash back.
Yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be fine.
Because, that's really good ability.
And most of our viewers know that they'll say something and we just add it into the conversation to begin with.
Oh, okay. I thought you were just, dicks and didn't like them.
And most of that's Congo. Congo's gonna gush on Khador because Congo, bleeds Khador red.
Yeah, he's already called for both of our heads and for the Empress to kill us.
Yes, indeed he has.
Yeah, well, I'm the king, so no.
Well, there you have it, Congo. Sorry, the king overruled us.
All right, guys. With that, of course, we want to thank all our sponsors, Tectonic Craft Studio, Breckenhead Games, for providing everything for us. And other than that, we're going to call it an evening. And thanks for watching. I'm Gonzo.
I'm John.
I'm the biggest asshole I know.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's great, because I turned down the music of our outro music so everybody can hear that.
I did it for the first time on Musashine a little while ago. And it was like they were dying. I did the same thing. I covered my camera with my thumb. And they're like, I think we lost Bubba. And they're because they go around. They're like, blah blah blah. And they're like, and our special guest, even though he's not really here right now, is Bubba Dalton. And I started the music, and they're like, oh god.
It was absolutely legit. I love it.